this segment, let's look at how content is analyzed and inferred. There are three major ways of analyzing content. The first is pragmatic content analysis. Here the content is analyzed based on the probable cause or effects or the consequences. An example: how many times Germany is favorably reported? Purpose of this analysis is the consequences, what effects something has, in this instance, Germany. Second, semantic content analysis. Here, the content is classified based on the meanings. For example, how many times Germany is referred to? The purpose is asking why something is said. In semantic content analysis, the analysis of the content is to seek meaning. Here, it is seeking the meaning of Germany in the content. Third is sign vehicle content analysis. Here, the purpose is to manifest characteristics. In this instance, it's about Germany. So it classifies content based on certain properties, such as psychological properties, social properties, for physiological properties. Example: how many times the word Germany appears. So the pragmatic, the content is sought for the consequences. Semantic, the content is sought for the meaning using the language. Sign vehicle, the content is sought using a property in relation to the word or the purpose of the analysis. When we analyze content and want to make inferences, there are three ways to make inferences. The first one is the deductive reasoning used in positivist or quantitative research. In that paradigm, we start with a theory where the theory describes a general but a limited reality. We then look at a specific problem, which is a specific limited reality, and we test that specific reality as to whether it conforms with the general limited reality, which is the theory. So, the general reality could be every adventure is dangerous. The specific reality could be Everest climbing is an adventure, it is dangerous. So here we seek Everest climbing as an adventure, a single adventure, and whether it is dangerous, because general reality is every adventure is dangerous. So the next step is use observations from the specific reality relating to our problem or question. So we get the data on Everest climbing. And analyzing data, get to the next stage, confirms the theory whether the specific reality is equivalent to general reality. So in this instance, Everest climbing is dangerous if you find that it confirms the specific reality conforms with the general limited reality, which is the theory. The second is inductive reasoning using interpretive or qualitative research. In this paradigm, we start with a specific, which is a limited reality. Everest climbing is dangerous. Then we hypothesize or propose that the specific reality will conform to a general reality, which is a theory. So every adventure is dangerous, which is a general reality. So next stage is we use observations from specific reality for our exploration of the question. Everest climbing data is analyzed. And then we use from the literature any other data relating to climbing, Himalayan climbing data that is found to be dangerous in the literature. So we have a finding from the literature that another climbing is dangerous. But we are trying to find about Everest climbing, whether it is dangerous. The next stage is to give rise to a theory or a general pattern, and then say the specific reality is conforming to or giving rise to a general reality. So if we find Everest climbing is dangerous, then from the literature we found Himalayan climbing is dangerous. It can be that mountain climbing adventures are dangerous. So mountain climbing adventures are dangerous is a general limited reality which can be a theory. The specific realities are conforming and converging towards a pattern, a general pattern that can give rise to a theory. The third is abductive reasoning. Another reasoning is abductive reasoning that is used in content analysis research. We start with a specific reality that has a context. Everest climbing from China side is dangerous. That's the specific reality that we state. Our second is to look at the best possible reality with this context and explores as conforming to a general reality. So we look at Everest climbing from China side is dangerous. The third stage is to use the best possible observations from the specific reality for an exploration and for our research question. So we use Everest climbing and an array of data about Everest climbing from China side, which has a context, and we analyze those data. And the next stage is whether Those data give rise to a pattern about whether climbing from China side is dangerous. And we find, for example, Everest climbing from China side is dangerous. Then we can conclude with a possible conclusion that it is possible that mountain climbing is dangerous. So when we infer, there are three ways to reason out deductive reasoning. In that, we conclude with high probability by testing a specific reality or a question to generalize to a population or to a general reality. But we disregard the context. For example, it rains on Thursday 95% of the time. Today is Thursday. Therefore, I am statistically confident that it will rain. Inductive reasoning is where we conclude with moderate probability by exploring an answer or a solution. We start with a specific problem or question and try to generalize to a population. But not using statistics. For example, it rains on Thursday 95% of the time. Today is Thursday. Therefore, it is likely to rain. So the conclusion is with moderate probability. Abductive reasoning is where we conclude with moderate probability, but with a specific context. When abductive reasoning is used, we offer the best possible answer. It rains on Thursday 95% of the time. Today is Thursday. Therefore, it will rain because this is summer season. So the summer season is the context.